So I'm on my way to some family stuff today. It's Labor Day, trying to enjoy the nice weather. And I got to thinking about it, since I'm not going to have a ton of content to put out, because I'm waiting on parts. I thought I'd answer a few questions that I get asked quite a bit. Probably the top one that I see is, what is the best starter motorcycle? I see that all the time. And there's really no valid answer to that. And I'll tell you why I say that. You know, everybody is either going to have their opinion. Oh, you should start on a 600, you should start on a 250, 300, something like that. And to me, it's kind of like asking, you know, what cereal should I eat this morning? I don't know. What do you want? You know, it's like trying to figure out from your significant other where you want to go eat. You don't know. And they don't know either. So you got to just kind of figure it out. So my position on that is going to be, find out what you want. Usually people who ask that question have an idea of what they're looking for. You know, for example, if you know you want a 600, you know, but you don't know if that you should start out on a 600, well, find one that kind of fits what you want. Maybe you need to evaluate yourself, and it requires you to be very honest with yourself. So for me, my first bike was a Kawasaki Vulcan 500. It was an ugly, beat up bike, but it ran. I mean, it was spray painted black. It was god awful ugly. I traded a rifle for it. Traded an AR-15 for it, even up, and I had never ridden a motorcycle. I had to watch a YouTube video just to figure out how to shift the damn thing. So I got it without any training, nothing, and I was like, I don't know if a 500, if I can handle that. But it was a cruiser, and I'll give you that it was a cruiser. So they're not, you know, a 500 and a cruiser and a 500 and a sport bike, two different things. But I was like, you know what, I know my limitations, so let me see how I can take this. So I decided that what I was going to do is just get out in the yard and just see if I can get the damn thing to start rolling without, you know, dying on me. And that's what I did. And after a couple hours of kind of fiddling with it, kind of looking over the bike, I took it down the street and back. And then I would go a little further and a little further until I got comfortable with the bike and how it handled. And it's the same way the first time I got on a 1000 is I was nervous about being on a 1000, especially going on from a 300. I got to, well, it wasn't a full 1000. It was the Panigale 959 that I got on, and I was a little apprehensive on that, mainly because I had never ridden a bike with that much power, that much performance, and I was unsure how I would take the throttle response. And that's the biggest thing, is the throttle response on those. You know, you can't be jerky. You got to be very, very mindful of your hands, because I mean, you jerk on that throttle, you're going. And I think that's where the 300 and the 600cc bikes shine. Is like with the R3, I can crank that throttle around all the way, and I don't have to worry about it getting away from me. Granted, I'm 270 pounds. You know, and you also got to take that into perspective. There's some guys, for their first bike, they're not going to fit very well on an R3. I mean, if you're, you know, 260 pounds, 250 pounds, and you're, you know, 6'4", you know, an R3 may not be a good starting spot for you. You may want to go up to that 600, because the weight and your physical attributes are going to affect your ability to ride those bikes. So you've got to take that into account. So what I suggest is find out what you want. Find out what feels good to you. You know, go to the bike shop and just play. I'm at my bike shop like once a week right now, because I'm, you know, ordering parts and just kind of, you know, figuring out what I want to do. And every time I go over there, I sit on something. And I found that the Gixxer 600 feels really, really good for me. And like some people who love the Panigale, which I do too, I found that I've got short little stubby arms for the Panigale. I would need a riser. I don't know that I'd need to lower that one, because it's actually somewhat short people friendly. I actually did not have trouble with that one. But traffic, oh god, I hate Birmingham traffic. But overall, I don't mind, you know, I don't mind the Panigale. But like an R6, I would not be comfortable on R6. And that's just for my body style. So I can't tell you what's best for you, because I'm not you. I can tell you things that you need to look at and be honest with yourself about, so that you can make the best informed decision for yourself. And so the main things I would say you need to look at is your body type. You know, what feels best to you. Go sit on some bikes, figure out what feels best for you. You know, you may fit great on the R6. You may love it. The ZX6 or the R3, the CBR 300, what have you, whatever you're looking for. And it also depends on what your goals are. You know, if you're going to be riding around town and doing a lot of commuting, you may not want a ZX10. You know, you may not need the extra power and the aggressive seating position for something of that nature. So what I'm going to suggest is find out what you want and why you want it. And then you can go from there. So once you figure out what bike fits you best, see if it fits what your goals are. So for me, personally, if I were going to do it again, if I had to get a new starter bike, I would get the GSX-R 600. And I'll explain why. And maybe this can give you an idea of a way to think about this process. Is the Gixxer 600 fits me. It's short, people friendly. It's got a more relaxed seating position. It's a little bit more upright than its competitors. And it's got the different driving modes, which I think was an ingenious thing on Suzuki's part. You've got A, B, and C mode. A mode is full power. You get the full performance out of the bike. B mode is full power, but delayed throttle response. It's not as, the throttle's not as there as fast. And C mode is half power, half throttle. So you don't get the full power, you get basically the performance of a 300 while you get used to the bike. And that to me was an ingenious move by Suzuki, and it kind of opens up the 600 realm to those no riders. And Suzuki's not the only company that does that. Even the Panigale has got different riding modes. I believe it's got wet, sport, and race. And unfortunately, when I rode, I did not get a chance to play with the different modes. I was on a demo day, and honestly, I didn't know how to change the mode, so I just enjoyed the bike in sport mode. But that's something that you'll have to address, have to think about on your own, and see what fits you best. Now, I mean, and the other thing that I did is when I got rid of my 500 Vulcan, I went straight to a 1200cc Sportster, and that thing had power for days. It did not have the speed of a 1200cc sport bike. Obviously, it did not have that kind of get up and go, but it had power, and I had a blast on that. But I didn't have that much trouble moving up once I got used to riding. And it's the same way when I went back from a 1200 back to a 300. And don't buy into this, well, you've got to have the bigger and faster bike to fit in with the cool kids type of thing. I see that a lot where people are like, well, I've got a 300, but everybody else, doesn't really take you serious on a 300. Who gives a damn? I love my 300. I ride the hell out of that damn thing. So I don't get that mentality. Ride what you enjoy. Get what you enjoy. Don't worry about what other people enjoy. If you want a 600, then get a 600. If you want a 1000, get a 1000 when you're ready. I can't tell you which bike is best for you. The one thing I can tell you is do your research, be honest with yourself, and you'll eventually get led to the right bike for you. That's how I ended up with my R3. That's how I'll probably end up with the 600cc when I decide to get it. And that's how I'll probably end up with every bike that I ever own. Figure out what's best for you. And one thing I can suggest that will help you do that is YouTube. I watched every R3 video out there in my search for a sport bike. When I decided I wanted to have a sport bike instead of a cruiser, I was like, what's best for my budget? What's best for my taste? What am I looking for? And I looked up comparison videos. I looked up the Ninja 300, the R3, the KTM 390, the CBR 300, the CBR 600RR, which I think may end up being my next one because I love the CBR series motorcycles. I looked at all those, and I got to looking, okay, at the price range I'm in, it's going to put me in the 300 class. Am I okay with that? And I was. You know, otherwise I would have had to save for a little bit more to be able to afford something like that. But, you know, it worked out that I was able to find what I wanted just through research and being informed. And that's the biggest key. So, next time you go to ask somebody what the best starter bike is, be mindful that you're the only one that can decide that and take their opinion with a grain of salt. So, that's all I have for y'all right now. I'm going to try to be uploading more frequently. So if you have any questions you'd like for me to answer about motorcycles, or just anything at all you can think of, drop a comment, like, subscribe, all that jazz, and I will see if I can get a video put out to answer your questions. So until next week, y'all be beautiful.